Welcome back on this Tuesday. Yesterday, we wrapped up chapter 8 and those 4 miracles that Jesus performed towards the end of that chapter. Let's start reading, looking at verses 1 through 6 of chapter 9. And he, Jesus, called the 12 together and gave them power and authority over all the demons and to cure diseases. And he sent them out to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal. And he said to them, take nothing for your journey, no staff, nor bag, nor bread, nor money, and do not have 2 tunics. And whatever house you enter, stay there, and from there depart. And whenever they do not receive you, when you leave that town, shake off the dust from your feet as a testimony against them. And they departed and went through the villages, preaching the gospel and healing everywhere. As we look at this, a couple of things to point out. First of all, notice it's the 12. He called the 12 together, not the disciples. The 12 also called the apostles. Jesus gave them authority to heal and cast out demons. This is not something that they had simply because of their connection to Jesus, but something that Jesus gave specifically to them in a way, his spirit, his power that he gave for this reason, in order to heal. Again, to show the kingdom of God being present through him. His command not to take anything, again, to show their trust in him. And then to stay or to leave if they do not receive, how to do that. By the way, this is all descriptive, what we call descriptive, not prescriptive. It's a description of what happened. It's not a prescription of what we should do. It's not that as we go out, Jesus gives us that power to heal. He could, but most likely he won't. Nor when we go out, should we not go out making plans before. This is for those 12 at that time for a specific purpose to show them his, to teach them trust in him and to show his power through them. Notice what they did. They went out preaching the gospel. The gospel is the kingdom of God having come in the person of Jesus Christ, and showing that the kingdom was there through the healing of those who needed it. Let's continue, verses 7 through 9. Now Herod, the tetrarch, heard about all that was happening, and he was perplexed, because it was said by some that John had been raised from the dead, by some that Elijah had appeared, and by others that one of the prophets of old had risen. And Herod said, John I beheaded, but who is this about whom I hear such things? And he sought to see him. Herod, again, was the king of Judea under the Romans, kind of a figurehead for the Romans, leading that area, however. John was beheaded by Herod because Herod confronted him concerning his wife Herodias, whom was his brother's former wife. Anyway, it's by seeing this aspect of how John decreased and how Jesus increased, in so much that some were confusing Jesus for John. Jesus was doing more amazing things than John had done. Maybe some were thinking that John was back from the dead, Elijah had come, or one of the prophets of old. By the way, all of these are equally impossible other than through God. And Herod wanted to meet Jesus. In a way, this is foreshadowing what would happen on that night Jesus was arrested, as Herod had Jesus, Pontius Pilate, I should say, had Jesus sent to Herod, but yet it didn't work out the way that Herod wanted it at that point. Again, this is just a little bit of foreshadowing. also foreshadowing is just a little bit later, 2 days later. In the middle of this chapter, we're going to hear of Peter's confession, and those are mentioned again, John the Baptist or Elijah or other prophets. Foreshadowing also in a way the transfiguration, which happens right after that. That's all I have for today. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.